Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Go Knights.
All right, guys, and welcome back for another edition of Nighttime. Good to be back.
Is it?
Yeah, well, tonight we've got a mixed crew. Big Andy back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Joining us tonight for our special guest fan on the panel tonight is Mitch.
Thanks for having me again, Dean.
And the crazy lady.
Welcome
Howdy.
aboard, mate. Just enjoy yourself. Hello, Kylie. How are you? Sorry.
Great.
All over the COVID bug.
All over the COVID bug. Before we got crook, we weren't travelling as bad as what we are now on the field, were we?
Nah, we'll get into that, but mate, well, for some of our teams, it's pretty bad going, isn't it? But
I don't know what we're going to talk about, to be honest.
yeah, we'll get
Maybe
into
too
that.
much positive stuff, but anyway.
Yeah, it is what it is, but
It
what do
is.
you know, at least
We can get it back up this week and get another crack at them.
hopefully. But anyway, yeah, Jono's off this week. Got the travel bug.
Yep.
So he's a bit crook still. So shout out to Jono there, and hopefully he'll be back next week. But yeah, we might get straight into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because we've got a few things tonight. We've got to give away our Say Zinc tattoo voucher as well.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, we've got the caller to call that up. So hopefully someone out there might get a call.
Yeah, cool. How much did I win?
It's $200 for the first one. And we've, thanks to our good mates at Steak and Chops, they give us 5 Mother's Day trays to give away.
Excellent. Four Mother's Day meat trays. That's
No,
good.
5.
4 meat trays to give away.
Oh, 4. Gotcha.
Unreal. How good's that?
Yeah. So, but you have to stay tuned for the end of the show to see how to win that one.
Oh, righto.
But,
That's a good few people listening.
yeah, well, you got to listen for something.
Yep.
Speaking of meat, you know what the best meal is for Steak and Chops? You get their meat, you cook their meat up in the air fryer or whatever. You go to Henny Penny and you get your vegetables, and that's a perfect baked dinner.
Really?
It was pretty good.
For a busy working family, yes.
Yeah.
I did that last night.
Schnitzels.
I cheated, and it was so good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Mashed
pretty good.
potato and gravy, peas, and it even doubles for a work lunch. Anyway, speaking of that, before we get into it, back to the food at the footy.
Yeah.
There's no bloody corn jacks.
No, there's no corn jacks.
No.
I've given up on corn jacks.
And to be honest, the food is still filth.
Yeah, I had a pie the
Oh.
other night. It was pretty average.
Yeah, they're Thompson pies, aren't
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will have the chicken burger again, but that's probably all I'll eat there.
Well, the Chico rolls are like they've been sitting there all day. They're that hard.
Actually, the chips were all right on the weekend. Chips were better than they have been in the past.
You need a
Maybe I
bank
just got a
loan.
fresh bunch.
Oh, don't you what?
Yeah,
Anyway,
Sorry, mate.
you need a bank loan to eat there.
that's right. I mean, it's bad
Need
enough.
to be a rich miner.
Well, I'll get into it. We'll get into a couple of things before we get as well. We've had a few emails today from complaints. People don't want to actually come on the show and say it, but they wanted us to express. That we go there and we've sat through terrible weather of late. We've also gone and sat through terrible score lines, and management get the Knights up the tunnel straight away. But I was told, that it's because of media commitments. But then it was brought to my attention that a lot of other clubs stand around after the game with all their fans. So why is it different to our club? I think after all the weather and the high score lines, that's the least that the management could do was let the players hang around with the fans for 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So we did get quite a few emails about that this week. So
Yeah, I saw on the weekend the kids ran out on the field after the game.
yeah. I mean, they do that, but
The players are gone. man.
yeah, that's right. I mean, what's 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes to fans that have just sat there for a game where
Yep.
it was all one-sided means the world. 10 minutes to the media.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
without the fans, there's no club.
Well, as you know, I sit behind the Storm bench, and their players after the game were coming over, like the Storm, some kids in Storm jumpers and that come down to the fence, and they were talking to them. And
Yeah.
one kid yelled out, the game was still going, and I must have just finished. Munster was sitting on the bench, and he said to Cameron Munster, "Can I have your boots?" Straight away, turned around and said, "Mate, I've got to do an interview. I'll come and see you and give them to you." So, Well, yeah, it's
Same
unreal.
as Big Nelson. Big Nelson was going up the tunnel and
Yeah.
some kid yelled out, "Oh, something to me." He goes, "I just got to get a drink and I'll come back." And he come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even his own ground. So I just think, you know, the passionate Knight supporters that have been going and sitting through all this, they deserve a bit better than
Yeah.
It's not the
From a
players.
fan's perspective, I can see that. But I'll tell you what, it'd be a lot easier to do if you're a Melbourne Storm player on the weekend.
Oh, 100%.
Facing up
But
to
it's not the
fans and you're a
players.
Newcastle Knights fan.
It's not the players. I know.
Player, I mean.
Some of the players want to hang around.
Yeah, of course.
Because there was a few there that were hanging around as well, and they were getting ushered up the tunnel by the staff.
Yeah.
Edric Lee was taken off real quick. Like the kids zoomed in on him like a moth to a flame.
Yeah.
But he had to go up the tunnel. You reckon he was
Oh, yeah,
going up?
Mo had to go to the Asda for a drug test, maybe. Oh, you know, the random drug test.
Yeah, right.
Because they were pretty. Yeah.
And he went up our tunnel where
enough.
the players go up the other tunnel.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, that's fair enough. But, you know, Randall, there was a few of them hanging around, but they were then pushed up the tunnel. And like, they threw a couple of little footballs out, but missed a whole section of people. And you just think the amount of money people pay.
I think Asada, when they turn up, they got pretty strict rules.
That's
players
fine.
have to turn up straight away.
Yeah, that's you can understand
so
that.
if they were there, then
which I think that's what Edric was doing.
But why drug test Edric? Like, it's not like the Knights have been going that great that drugs may
It's
be
random.
the reason for it. I'd be drug testing Melbourne.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe it's not performance enhancing stuff they're testing for.
Yeah, recreational.
Anyway.
Maybe stuff that slows you down.
Fair enough. Maybe
Is that why they're testing us?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. You need to test me for stuff that makes you go bald and fat and slow down.
Oh, Mariner. But we'll get into it, eh? Jump straight into it. And, yeah, bit of career review for there's not a lot you can say.
Storm are excellent, mate.
Oh, they are.
Great team.
They are. But I will say, I know Munster was good with the fans, but God, he's a grub on the field.
Oh,
isn't he?
Is it just me, though? That ref, that was his first ever first-grade NRL game. He seemed to be a bit biased towards Melbourne. Like, I know people blame the ref all the time, but there was a few forward passes that he seemed to let go.
Yeah, that's his touchy. That's his touchy.
100%.
Yeah,
I gave it to the touchy during the game. I was into him.
There was a female too, like in the second half on our side. And
they miss so much.
Females are normally observant. Not this one.
Why put...
And did you see David Clemmer and Harry Grant? They reckon David Clemmer touched the ball, but he didn't. He didn't touch the ball at all.
Oh, there was a few...
He fired up about that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, big Clem. Good on Clem. But there was a few incidents and I thought, well, if this is this guy's first ever game, why put him with the Storm, to be honest? They know how the Storm manipulate the referee. Oh, why throw the bloke in the deep end against the Storm?
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't have an issue with the ref on the weekend. His touch judges
still wouldn't
probably
have
let him
won.
down, but yeah, he didn't kick out on the full. He didn't let the ball go over the dead ball.
100%.
Off a kick off. Like,
I would hate to be
it was just amateurish stuff on the weekend. It was just
You're dead right. Like,
schoolboy football sort of stuff.
Those mistakes wouldn't have, from the refs or the linesmen or whatever, wouldn't have changed the outline of the score.
Of course.
But my point is, once again, getting back to it, what is the use on the NRL spending money on linesmen? They do nothing.
Yeah, that bloke that was on our side, on the western side in the first half, he was running backwards and forwards. I don't know what he was looking at.
No.
I reckon he had ADHD or something.
To be honest, why don't they, remember he used to go to the footy and he used to have the dude with the big ice cream things, walk around selling ice creams or pies. Why doesn't the linesman walk up and down the line with that selling pies?
Ice creams.
At least he's doing something useful.
Want to sell a better pie than what the Knights
because
do.
the players would want to go and have a pie. Well, I think the Knights were.
But, I mean, I must say, there was a couple of decent, when I say decent, some people that never give up. And David Clemmer was one of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, I feel for Clem. I reckon he's trying his butt out.
Yeah.
Same with Tyson Frizzell.
He was sick too. He had a bad case of the flu.
Yeah, he was crook.
But he had to play.
Yep.
Well, hang on, going back to that as well. Brody Jones. He was off down that side. I don't think Pappenhausen was going to. We know how quick he is, but I think he was too far away to catch Brody. Now he would have scored. Yeah,
Let him score the try and go back and have a look at it.
100%.
If he gets tackled, then go, nah, penalty up the other end.
Any other club, any other team, they would have let it go and done that.
Yeah, they do that a lot, but they
But
call it
they
up
got
for
that
no
wrong.
reason. I think
Yeah.
there was one time the Knights knocked on and the Storm picked it up and Xavier Coates was running away and they called it back as well. And I thought, well, you probably could have let him score. And
That's what the video ref's there for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
But yeah,
I posted at half time. I said, positive for the Knights, effort's better. Negatives, we're a bad team. I think we stand by that. I think we just don't have the cattle at the moment. I think Adam O'Brien sort of surmised that after the game as well, that the effort was a bit better. But
I mean,
mate, we just don't have the cattle. We're going up against this. Let's be honest, the Storm are the best rugby league team there's been in the last 20 years.
Well, here's the injuries we got. Here's the injuries we got.
Yeah.
Jesse Sue, head knock, round 9.
Yep.
Mitch Barnett, suspension, round 10. Matt Crocker, he's back this week.
Yeah, he's been named this week. Yep.
Bailey Hodgson,
Yep.
round 10. Dominic Young, supposed to be round 10.
He's back this week.
He's back early. Lockie Fitz, supposed to be round 11, back early.
Hopefully back early. Yeah.
He's in today.
Yeah, he's
been
been
named today.
Apparently he's still in doubt.
Oh, okay. Dane Gagai, round 12.
Yep.
Heimel Hunt, round 13. Kurt Mann,
Yep.
round 13.
Yep.
Jaden Brayley,
Yep.
indefinite.
Yep. Yeah, he's probably about the same time around,
Mm.
maybe around 12 or 13.
And Jara, he's
Obviously,
indefinite too. But I still think there's a few more.
There's a couple of reserve graders that Mackenzie Baker, he's injured. There was a few more. I can't remember all the names, but the list just goes on.
You got to us Sue round 9. This is round 9.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
But
he's been named, hasn't he?
no, he hasn't.
He hasn't. Right.
Because,
Oh, that's right. He's out.
yeah, he's back next week. So he'll miss this week and hopefully be back. Because he failed the HIA, automatic 1 week off.
Yeah, right.
Which I'd seen it and I didn't think it was too bad. I thought he would have come back on, but yeah, obviously
Yeah, you
failed.
want to keep on playing.
Yeah.
Obviously
He's
failed.
probably one player that's down on a little bit of form. So
Yeah.
a week off might not hurt
100%.
him.
100% he is. And
I'm looking forward to seeing how Matt Croker goes coming back from an injury. I thought he was really good the first couple of games that he got.
and Lockie Fitz, to be honest.
Yeah, Lockie Fitz, if he
He
plays,
played really well
that's-
against the
that's a-
Roosters.
That's a big in.
And yeah, but that's there's a few trips down.
Yeah, that's not everything. We did run into a good side, and the week
Oh,
before we ran into a pretty strong Parramatta side as well. So it's not going to get any easier this week either. So.
All right, we will tackle a bit more of that later in Team List Tuesday, but might head down and do night of the round. As hard as it is, but
Yeah, it's probably not
There's
as
a
hard as
couple.
some other games because there
true.
was some players I thought did stand up and had a good crack. So
well, I'll start it off. My 3 went to David Clemmer. Thought he did not stop. Clem for weeks since coming back from injury.
yeah, it's been excellent.
He's really stepped up again. And to be honest, like Daniel Saifidi, champion guy, champion player, I think Clem should probably get his spot in the blue side.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if not many Knights make any rep teams.
Nah.
To be honest, Clement might get overlooked again. And
Kurt Mann, if he's back in time, might get the 14 for Queensland.
Queensland maybe.
Ponga will start. Yeah.
Yeah, Ponga, Gagai.
Yeah.
Frizzell's probably a good chance too.
Well, Frizzell gets my 2. Someone playing with a bad case of man flu.
Yep.
And still played. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he's all hard, isn't he?
Yeah, it didn't stop. And I will be honest here, like I'm one that's won't sugarcoat Ponga if he's not playing well, but I thought he played pretty
Yeah, I
good
actually thought he
defensively.
had
Yeah.
a decent game on the weekend too.
Yeah, defensively he played pretty
but
well.
he was all right with the ball too. He had some worries and
Oh yeah, 100%. But
you can't blame.
there was
you
a
can't blame
few
the
really
fullback.
good tackles in defence that I thought that was quite well. Or, I think it was on Xavier Coates, and
That one
there's a
on Nick
couple.
Mead
try
as well.
saver. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you know,
there's 2 or 3, probably 3.
take me hat off there, and yeah, he gets my special mention. Doesn't go to anyone this week.
Yeah, I've got a special mention this week. So
Oh, thanks.
I'll throw one in this.
Oh,
week.
thanks. Oh, I thought you were talking.
No. It's not Jessie Sue either.
Nah.
I reckon we let the guests go next.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, mine's exactly the same as Dean's. Yeah, I just think Ponga, he played really well. And Clemmer, like Dean said, since he come back from injury, he's really fired up to another gear.
Mm.
And Tyson, he just puts his heart in each week. We're playing with the flu, just really good player.
Yeah, no, that's hard to go past them, but Ollie.
Mine's the same as Mitch just said.
Mhm.
Mine's 3. Go for Ponga, 2 Clemmer, and 1 Frizzell. For the same reasons.
Pretty easy.
Mine are pretty similar. It's probably no surprise. I think they were probably the standout players on the weekend. My 3 went to Clemmer, 2 to Frizzell. Those two, they're what you need to build your pack around at the moment. Like the Safidis are probably a little bit out of form. Hopefully they get back into form soon. But those two are just that traditional.
They'll have to.
If you rock up at Newcastle, it was always, Tony Butterfield and those guys were going to belch you.
Yeah.
Clemmer and Frizzell are sort of trying to take that role on, which I'm enjoying. It's a traditional Newcastle night forward sort of role they're taking on. And my 1 point I gave to Brodie Jones. I thought he actually had a good game.
Yes, actually, sorry. I take that back. My special mention was for Rhodes, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I thought he didn't stop trying. Had
Yeah.
a bad elbow.
Yeah.
Cramped up a lot, but still didn't give up. But that's Brodie.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows Brodie knows that's what you're going to get. He's never going to.
Right. That's right. So he got my 1 point on effort. And my special mention went to Simi Sasagi. I thought young guy had a crack in the centres on the weekend. I think it's only his first or second, probably his first start.
Yeah.
But
Up
I
against
thought
Justin Ireland.
there's something about him. Like, it was probably a couple of defensive issues with him
but
early in the game.
On a few of them. There was
But that's
not just
mate, we
him.
got 50 put on us. Like, there's a lot of defensive deficiencies with the Knights on the weekend. But there's something about him, something about his footwork and the way he takes the ball to the line. He's going to be a really good player.
Did you see Kingy and Leo Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not liking each other.
Yeah.
Hustle.
I'll tell you what, I reckon Leo Thompson's lucky to be selected this week.
Yeah, he didn't have the best of games. But
these
who
last
did?
few games have been average.
But who has played well
I think
last year?
with young guys like that, like it's time to give him a little spell, get him hungry again.
Get him back on the bench.
Yeah, no, I'd give him a spell. I'd give him a couple of weeks.
Best start.
We don't have enough to.
Yeah, I know that's the issue. That's the issue. Like if you had your full squad, a couple of those young guys you could give a spell.
Well,
a spell
even
in reserve grade now, get their confidence up.
Even reserve grade. We're sitting there and we're talking to one of the Knights officials there, and he said they got one reserve left. And he was the bloke that was on the reserves bench, and then as soon as the game finished, he was going to play for South and Newcastle.
Yeah, righto.
Old mate says to me, he says, "You got any boots?" I said, "We have Kurt Mann's boots that he gave Borja, so I got to throw them on, but getting pretty desperate."
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, but Dylan Pythian, I thought good game in reserve grade. I would have thrown him in at 5'8". I don't know. Maybe we needed to get clearance for him to play. I don't know.
He's named the extended bench.
Is he?
I was going to bring that up later. How he is not playing first grade this week and the other two have been picked is beyond me.
Yeah. I know we'll get to the side, but
he played well. Did you see him play on the weekend?
No, I didn't.
He got 3 tries.
Three
I heard
tries.
he scored a hat trick and carved it up.
Yeah, 20-40.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the side a bit later. There's a couple of shock selections. But
Yeah. Well, we might.
discuss that later.
Seeing it's been such a bad week, we might get into a bit of humour, spice in the week up. What do you reckon?
I reckon, has the crazy lady got any jokes for us?
Yeah, we might have a quick break and then come back, eh?
Come back with a joke.
Sounds great. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back and time to spice the mood up with a bit of humour. Time for the crazy ladies' jokes of the week.
Here goes the crickets.
There's a bit of pressure on you this week because Jono's not here.
I know, he's the only one that laughs at my joke.
There's a lot of pressure to build to live up to the Harley joke.
Oh, here we go.
Let's get over the Harley joke. Just get into it. Come on, crazy
I'll
lady.
try.
Hit us.
A woman was leaving a 7-Eleven with her morning coffee when she noticed a most unusual funeral procession approaching the nearby cemetery. A long black hearse was followed by a second long black hearse about 50 feet behind. Behind the second hearse was a solitary woman walking a pit bull on a leash. Behind her were 200 women walking single file. The woman couldn't stand the curiosity. She respectfully approached the woman walking the dog and said, "I am so sorry for your loss, and I know this is a bad time to disturb you, but I've never seen a funeral like this. Whose funeral is it?" The woman replied, "Well, that first hearse is for my husband." "What happened to him?" the woman asked. The woman replied, "My dog attacked and killed him." She inquired further, "Well, who's in the second hearse?" The woman answered, "My mother-in-law. She was trying to help my husband when the dog turned on her." A touching and thoughtful moment of silence passed between the two women. "Can I borrow the dog?" "Get in line," she said.
It was a bit somber there for a second. I was wondering where you were going with that. Yeah, that's a good one.
All that build-up for I don't know what you
A few
call it.
seconds.
Thank God we got,
Yeah.
thank God we got a cat. That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, we got another one for us?
Do we really want to suffer through another one?
Yeah.
Really?
Have you got another one?
Yeah, but it might be a long
Well,
one.
you've come prepared. You better do it. It'd be rude not to do it now.
Yeah, I think so.
This one's called The Barber Shop. This guy sticks his head into a barber shop and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut?" The barber looks around the shop and says, "About 2 hours." The guy leaves. A few days later, the same guy sticks his head in the door and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut?" The barber looks around a shop full of customers and says, "About 2 hours." The guy leaves again. A week later, the same guy sticks his head in and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut?" The barber looks around the shop again and says, "About an hour and a half." The guy leaves. The barber looks over at a friend in the shop and says, "Hey, Bill, follow that guy and see where he goes." In a little while, Bill comes back into the shop laughing hysterically. The barber asks, "Bill, where did he go when he left here?" Bill looked up and said, "To your house."
Is it only the two this week or we got a third?
No,
No?
two's enough to make you
Yeah.
suffer.
Big Andy, you
No.
got one up the sleeve?
Nah, they were good. I'm not backing them. They were good jokes.
You got the approval of Andy, hey? Look
Yeah.
at that.
Oh, yeah, I laughed.
I thought
Nice.
you would have taken offence to that because the barber shop.
Oh, I didn't even
He's
think of that,
never
but
been
thanks
to
for,
the, he hasn't
thanks,
been in the barber shop for years.
thanks for highlighting that. Mike. Like,
He
I
was
know.
giving you credit.
I don't know what they're trying to say. What are they trying to say?
Hey,
It's like,
No,
It's less to
Hey, hang
maintain
on.
though. I've been tempted to shave mine off.
do it.
I just don't think I'd suit it.
movie twins.
Go and have a
comes to
shave.
mind.
Wear a wig. That's an idea. Start afresh.
Yeah, what?
I think the
I
Knights are
haven't
a
had my
charity at the
mohawk
moment. We
shaved for
could do
years.
it.
Wait, man?
The Knights are a charity at the moment. We could do
Oh,
it. for them.
stop it. Jesus Christ. Oh, anyway,
That's
that's,
just a joke. Just a joke.
yeah.
We still love them.
Hey, if you don't
We
laugh,
still support them.
you don't laugh, what are you going to do?
Right.
You see, they're copping it. They're copping it on social media.
Oh,
Like, ease up.
Oh, mate.
they're relentless.
The way I look
they
at
hurt
it,
as
okay,
much as us.
we're all pissed. No more than the players.
Yeah.
But if you can't ride them when they're on their lows, you can't win on their high.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
and I'm telling you what, a lot of people out there think, oh, the players don't see what we right. I'm telling you, they do. Because I had this discussion with a certain person, and yeah, they were disgusted in some of it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be writing it anymore if I was.
If I was a player, I wouldn't be on social
No.
media. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't read it.
But anyway,
But
I don't
anyway,
think Nathan Cleary's on social media anymore after the whole TikTok incident. And
I wouldn't be doing anything involves him.
anyway.
whatever he's doing, he can keep doing it because he's
He's loose as.
Mm.
I'll tell you lots of stories about him.
Nathan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to know.
Not on here. Not on here, I won't.
That's
Let's
night
just-
time after dark.
Yes.
Let's just leave me being naive.
I think you should be.
All right, that's our humour for this week, and we might take a short break and be back again shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back to Night Time, and we've got a special guest on the line there now. What was probably your favourite Knights mascot ever?
Marvel.
My favourite Knights. mascot.
There he is on the line there. We've got our favourite, all of our favourite mascot was the knight on the horse. It'd have to be.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
What happened to the knight on the horse?
He's on the line now. How you going, Cliff?
Yeah, going good, thanks. Thanks for your call and taking a bit of interest in what happened quite a long time ago now. It was very exciting times back then, and somehow it just faded off into never, never, and was never ever produced after 2012.
Well, there has been on Facebook over the years a question of why the horse was taken out and not brought back. Can you tell us why they got rid of the horse?
Mate, to be honest with you, I have no idea.
Oh, well, there you go.
I have no idea. And how honest do you want me to be with the interview?
Oh, as honest as you can be. That's what we're all about.
Mate, I have not heard a thing from the Knights, not a squeak, not a phone call, nothing. Not a thank you, a kiss you know what, or anything for the 25-year service I gave them.
Wow. Since 2012?
From 1988 to 2012.
So you haven't heard boo since 2012?
Nope.
Wow.
No, I was I never missed a home game in 25 years.
No, I remember.
I went to every home game. Probably did 3 or 4 away games as well. And mate, I just don't know what happened. I rang them at the end of 2012 and said, I'm more than happy to come back. What do you think? And they said, we'll be in contact with you. And nothing ever happened.
Wow.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's not. As I said, I'm telling the truth, and I mean,
100%.
that's what an interview is all about. But I think it got to the stage where fibre optic cable. They're worried about me standing on cables. They're very, very expensive items, and if you were around in those days, you heard about the 2 blokes that tried to grab me and drag me off the horse.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Why you didn't weren't there anymore is because the drunken fool punched the horse.
Well, I think that, and as you know, it only takes one person to ruin it for the 25,000, 30,000 people who used to come there and love the horse, and enjoy the horse, and do everything. And it got a bit nasty. The bloke grabbed hold of me, and I retaliated, made a bit of a mess of his face, and so maybe that had a bit to do with it. But I mean, that was one incident in 25 years. It should never happened, and it should have been ignored. But I think that the way things are, from what I heard, a bit of a whisper around that in that situation the horse had created the issue, and if that was going to be the case, well, we probably shouldn't be there anymore, and so be it. And that's what happened.
No, I say bring back the horse.
Yeah, but if that's the case, you communicate that too, don't you? Like
That's right.
25 years service, you have that phone call. It might be a difficult conversation, but you have the conversation.
Well, I'll say right here, right now, on behalf of all the Knights fans, we say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, mate, I've got a lot of people that still know me, and you get the odd tearjerker when you're out somewhere and someone says, "Oh, how are you going, Cliff?" And my dad brought me down and patted that horse when I was 3, and now I'm 25, and I brought my kid down to do the same thing.
100%.
There was a lot of people loved it. Yeah, it certainly was.
That was one of my childhood memories from the game.
Absolutely.
From when I went as a kid.
Yeah.
Was standing on the fence, waiting for the horse.
This all came to fruition because my wife and I are building a home, and the guy that was the Jip Rocker is just a mad keen Knight supporter. And he just said to me one day, we were chatting about this, that, and the other. He said, "Oh, you like the footy?" And I told him, and probably that's how it all came about. I dressed him up, sat him out front of my garage, and took some photos. And he had tears in his eyes. He couldn't believe how lucky he was.
That's how I got your contact details, was through him, actually. So a big shout out to the boys there, the Jip Rockers.
Yeah. No, it was great. No, we had some fantastic times. We one of the biggest times, I can't remember now, some ridiculous amount of carriages we took from Newcastle down to western suburbs. And I met them all on the train. I took the horse down the float, and I met them all on the train and walked across with thousands and thousands of people. That was just amazing. Went to a game when St George won the game 3-2. I went to Sydney and did that game. Went to another game with Cronulla. And that was a bit of a shame too. Some of the idiots down there started throwing toilet rolls and ad machine rolls, and a little bit of a melee took up in the stand with the blokes that were doing it from some of the Knights supporters. So I suppose all those little things add up, and they want to stop things before it happens, and that also could have been some of the issues. But as far as the Knights were concerned and what we did, like going in the lift up to the footy show, putting Fatty on the horse, did Butterfield's testimonial. We rode the horse pitch black dark down through the middle of the entertainment centre, and they hit him with a big floodlight when he got on stage. All those amazing things that we loved, and and people shared with me. They'll be memories forever.
Oh, 100%. As I said, mate, there's memories of when I went. I remember the first game was against Parramatta in '88, and all that time through, we used to stand on the fence line waiting for the horse. As you're a kid, and I say bring it back. Bring back the horse. Yeah, well, I mean, to be quite honest, the gear's still there, and the old horse I used for the last 2 years, he's still in the paddock. Yeah, but if he's still there. I could dress up in your gear and ride Andy like a horse, and
you can do that. I'll bring it all down for you. I'm sure he'd love that.
If that's what you're into.
Is he into whips and spurs?
No, I'll leave that part to himself. But
Mate, I've never been this quiet.
I can bring them down with me too if you like.
Oh,
with all the gear. Yeah, no, one of the best things was when we met the bus out at Lambton when they won the '97 grand final.
Yeah.
And we rode in front of the bus all the way to the workers' club. And when we got in there, the police had sort of cordoned off a bit of area, a couple 100 metres long, and a bloke handed me a bloody Manly flag on fire. It just came out of the crowd. This great big flag about 6 foot square. Old mate handed it to me, and Rocky didn't care about anything like that. He didn't worry about things. So down we went, down the middle of the parade with this flag on fire, and the people just went nuts, absolutely berserk.
Well, I haven't seen any photos of that. Is there any photos of that floating around? That'd be gold.
I have no idea, mate. I've got a lot of photos when we did the street parade.
Yep.
I've got a lot of them, but no, I think it was one of those things. I only went probably 20 or 30 metres with it, and bloody people started to panic, and a policeman come from nowhere and asked me to hand him the flag, so people didn't get burnt. And, but that was just a magic moment. It was still sort of only sort of what would have been 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I suppose, before they all got back, and it was just sort of just dark enough to see this flag. It was just amazing. Awesome. So a lot of memories.
Yeah, absolutely. You said you used a horse for the last couple of years. How many horses were there all up with the Knights horse?
There was Rocky. Rocky was the main horse. He was the one that was sort of famous and went everywhere and did everything. He was the one that was on the footy show. But then the last 3 years, I used another horse I got here called Twix, and he did the last 3. Rocky was the one. He went everywhere and did everything. He was the one that they did the mock documentary on when they flew the helicopter beside him going down the wall at Newcastle.
Yeah,
I remember that one. Days of the Nights. Days of the Nights.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was amazing. Like the guy said to me, "What's going to happen?" I said, "Mate, nothing. This horse won't do a thing." And he was cantering down the rake wall from Nobby's back into town, and the helicopter was only like about 50 metres beside me, filming all the way through. Yeah, that was unreal.
Yeah, you must have had yourself a good horse there.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, well, Rocky was an absolute freak, mate. He never did a thing wrong in the whole time I had him. And I must admit, from that point of view, when I had to put him down, the Knights were very good about that. They did a sort of a little testimonial thing and showed some of the features and shots of him up on the board during one of the games. Yeah, so they looked after him that way. But anyway, I mean, we've moved on now, mate. We're doing different things, and so be it. That's the way life is. But I got a bit upset when I was replaced by a blow-up man. That sort of thing didn't do anything for me at all.
No, hearing you. So what are you doing now, mate? What's going on in your life these days?
Well, I'm virtually full-time clerk of the course at the races.
Oh, okay. Yeah, beautiful.
And I retired from the so-called real job when I was 55. I've just turned 68 now, so I've done clerk of the course for about the last 13 or 14 years.
Oh, beautiful.
Got a couple of white horses here that I use that go back into the footy if they're just that sort of horse. And yeah, so that's it. Live on a farm with the kids, rear a few cows, and have a bit of a play. But just enjoying life, mate. Just doing what I want to do when I want to do it, and having an absolute ball.
Oh, mate. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is when you get to the end.
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
love for the horse to be back, but so, my kids take my kids and experience what we, did. But yeah, I say bring it back. It'd be great. I tell you what, we should.
Well,
do,
who
mate.
knows?
We should get you in one day and in the studio and go through some of some more stories because I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, well, we'd have some fun. I mean, we've had some great times. I mean, so basically a lot of people don't know, but I started out with KB United at the football.
Mm.
Yep.
And when they played, that was the first job. Back in those days, they had a guy or a couple of security guards and a bloke on a little motorbike, and they couldn't stop the blokes from getting into the game. And Lee Morn, he was around then. Lee got me the job at the Knights, but Lee also suggested to SNP Security that maybe the best thing to do was put someone on horseback. And that's what happened. So I used to dress up as the Lone Ranger, and I used to play the Lone Ranger theme.
Yeah,
And I'd come up over the top of the hill, and then I'd stay there for the whole game and stop all the blokes from cutting the fence. So that's what they do. They'd come the day before and cut the fences.
Yeah, right.
And then once they got up on the crowd, then they'd all come up over that. That was a big bare hill then with just a wire fence on top.
That would have been back in the Kenny Kaiser days and
that was
United, yeah.
Yeah, that was. That's basically there. I was there for 3 or 4 seasons until the rest of the ground got sort of built around with the trots and all that sort of stuff. And then once that sort of came, well, as you know, bigger, better security and a beautiful big stadium, and that was all sort of went by the by then. But yeah, they were fun days too. Yeah,
Awesome.
we had some good fun days then with blueing with blokes and grabbing hold of the horse and driving over top of them, and because you could do it back then and no one complained, but now you couldn't do that sort of thing. You'd be in jail.
Yeah,
true.
So they were fun times. They were footy.
The days with the Knights, how well did you interact with the players? The players have much to do with you? Nothing?
Nilch.
Yeah, righto.
Not one.
I was hoping you might be able to give us some good stories.
Mate, to be truthful, the bloke who was the nicest bloke as far as I interacted with was Robbie O'Davis.
Yeah, righto.
And I only met Fatty through the footy show, and the night I met him, he was at Newcastle Workers Club, so I got to meet a couple of players out the back then. I think I went to one old boys day, and they let me go around in the parade with all the old boys, and a couple of them come up there. Joey was there with his son from his first marriage, and he got a couple of photos taken. But yeah, so you never had that time, because you imagine I'm out there when they're in the dressing room, and then when they go in the dressing room, I go. We weren't like the Broncos. We didn't go up and down the ground every time someone scored.
Yeah,
true.
But we just sort of stayed on the corner, and then we come out at like half time or before the game, come out at half time. And then at full time, if there was still a lot of people around, we'd sort of wait, and a lot of kids would come down. And on a few occasions, I used to let them on the field. So a lot of people came down and got photos and that sort of thing. But yeah, never really got anything to do with sort of any of the players, because I was always, coming in different directions. So never got to talk to anybody at all. But I'm assuming they'd all be lovely blokes. I mean, as far as the public's concerned, they certainly adored by a lot of people. And back then we had probably one of the best teams going with, Butterfield and Sargent and Harrigan and, all those blokes, the original teams. They were just amazing footballers.
Yeah. How much the game changed since then? It's
unbelievable, hasn't it? Yeah, like you just can't believe the game now, and the speed of the game too, and you didn't get to have those Harrigan and Carroll brawls like we used to in the old days. Everyone just stand up and applaud while they were bashing each other for 5 minutes, and then when the fight was over, we'd all sit down and wait for the game to start again.
How good was
Can't do that now. They look sideways and they get 10 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Spud was at the ground on the weekend.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. A few people have said to me why, it's probably, I don't know, what would it be? Probably 3 or 4 years after I finished, so 15 or 16. A few people even said to me, I don't know why the Knights didn't invite you back as an old boy. And while you still had your gear, were able to lead the parade of all the old boys around. I thought, that would have been a nice touch, but that never happened either.
Never say never,
but
mate.
anyway, No, they're a different establishment now. They were a hometown team then. Well, now they're a franchise, and
that's right.
as you know, things just move on with those sort of things. They become a company, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and some of the little people that they left behind just get forgotten, and that's just life. You accept those things and move on and do things for yourself. So, I have no regrets if they rang me up one day and said, "Look, next year, the first game of the home season, would you love to come back, mate?" I'd probably be the first bloke down there. But as far as your time's concerned, you've done what you did, and you had a great time while you were there, and you just move on to doing other things in life now.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know. There might be a fan out there listening on Newcastle Live or somewhere that's taking all this on board, and that you never know what's in the pipework. So,
well, there's a massive supporters base, isn't there?
100%,
Still,
100%.
Yeah.
And there's all us old blokes that remember all them days and grew up with that, grew up with the horse and yourself, and
we used to go.
Like Smita said, that's our memories of the footy.
Yeah, in that, what was the north? Where am I facing now? The northeastern corner.
Yep.
That's where all the grannies used to sit.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Big Andy's up on that one.
Yeah, I used to go around there all the time. That was the first place I'd stay on the way around. All the grannies would come down, and they'd most of them up there, buddy, knitting and chatting and carrying on. They'd all come down the fence to get all their photos taken. I'd be right up their alley now. Some of those people, some of those women, like they never missed a game, as in home and away. They flew to New Zealand and flew to WA, and some of them were amazing. And they never missed a night's game in 10 years or something. They're incredible. What they put in. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they did, and they're the sort of people that are behind the base, I suppose, of the Knights today. So 100%. I don't imagine many of those poor old darlings will be still with us now, because that was, it's what, 2012. So what's that? 10 years since I was there. And
last year when we did a few interviews, we've seen a couple of them. There's probably a 3 or 4.
It might be a fresh batch coming through. A couple of younger girls are sneaking in there.
Yeah, right. The 50 and 60-year-olds are just getting under the seat.
Yeah.
At that age, but yeah.
Mate, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
I loved it. Enjoyed it.
Especially from, reliving some of our childhood memories. So, mate, we'd like to extend the opportunity for you to get you on again one night and talk some more, but we won't hold you up tonight. And
yeah.
Have a good time. All good.
Mate, we appreciate the honesty too. There's some eye-openers there for, I'm sure, a lot of fans didn't know any of that. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've still got the original flag that I carried out onto the field for the first game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, still got that original flag, and it wasn't anything like the real big ones that we've got now.
Yeah,
it was only probably 450 long and about 300 wide, and it was like the original Knights flag with like 2 tails, like a swallow tail.
Oh yeah. I had one of them.
Yeah.
I had one of them signed by Jason Martin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking.
There you go.
Our little jesters kind of. Yeah.
Well, this was a one-off, and I'm not saying that you haven't got one, but I'm saying this was a one-off. I've still got the lady's phone number who made it, who lived in Nelson Bay. She wrote her name and her phone number on the flag.
Yeah, no, this is the one
at the bottom.
Yeah, it was the one you could get from the night shop. Remember the little?
Yeah. They did. They had a few of those. Yeah, I've still got that one, and then I've got the original big one. What was about? I know 600 be 400 or something. One of that one, which I used to carry as well all the time. Which I had to. I broke the handle of it when those 2 guys wanted to come down and give the horse a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We won't ask you about how you broke it.
No. Well, you can imagine. But anyway, as I said, the bloke, one bloke had a broken nose and a very bruised eye socket. So.
Oh, well, that happens.
These things happen in defence of your animals, eh?
Get what they deserve. Anyway, mate, it's been a pleasure, and we'll stay in contact.
It's been great.
Yeah, have you on again soon.
Who knows? One day it might happen.
Sounds good, champion. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
Thanks for your time. Bye now.
Mate.
How awesome was that? Reliving some of the childhood memories.
Oh, geez, it brings back some thoughts, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it puts to bed some of the
rumours.
The rumours, yeah.
Bit disappointing, but that all ended. That's really
25 years service.
Not even a phone call to say thanks.
Anyway,
What is it next? What's next year? 33. What's that? 35 years next year.
Get it back.
Maybe you could get him back out there.
Oh, how good's that? Like the Raiders got the Viking clap, and let's get the horse and something going.
There's obviously a reason why they can't.
Yeah, it's the cables, but I'm sure it's the cables of the camera crew. But I'm sure they could work it out so the horse has only got one.
But no, I'm just thinking for the 35 years or whatever it is next year for the players when the old boys march out on Old Boys Day.
I'm thinking about running out
the horse
when the boys run out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was always worried that the horse would be a bit need to go to the gents in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I was always worried about that, but I'm sure it happened.
It would have happened, yeah. Anyway, that's a job for you. Like a job of the Knights as a pooper scooper.
Well, old floor boy Gary, he's looking for another job.
Anyway, we'll take a break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. And it's time to give away the Say His Ink tattoo voucher. So we randomly selected a name and a number, and we're going to give them a call right now. And if they don't ring, if they don't answer, we'll do another one next week. So they've got to answer to win it.
How much is it? $200.
Mm.
If they don't answer, they obviously don't want it.
My phone's over there on silent. Shall I go get it?
Yeah.
Hello, Matt speaking.
Hello, Matt. It's Smita from the KnightTime podcast, mate. I was just wondering, did you happen to enter a competition?
I did, Smita.
You did. Well, you are the winner of the Say His Ink tattoo voucher.
Bloody, thank you, mate.
Congrats.
That's great,
mate.
Thank you.
So, we're only going to get one more ring and we're going to hang up. So you're lucky you got it, mate. So congratulations. And, you're the winner and we'll be in contact with it.
Do you know what you're going to get yet or not yet?
Not as yet.
No.
Maybe. I was hoping for a Knights premiership tattoo, but I think that's might be a bit all worried.
Yeah.
I hear the Penrith one looks good.
Could do.
No worries, Matt. Thanks very much for entering the competition and, congratulations.
Good stuff.
No worries. Thanks for everything.
No worries. Thanks, champion.
See you guys.
Bye.
Awesome. So there's our first winner.
So you just
That was easy.
text
Yeah.
What would have happened if you didn't answer?
Oh, we would have went through to next week and done another one and keep going until someone answers.
I wouldn't mind another tattoo.
Yeah? So what are you trying to say? You want to win the next one?
Yeah.
I think you and Never. I know you're on the panel on this one, but Sayers is going to do something for us.
He's waiting for you all to go down there.
Mm. He's got a chair for you. He's got ideas for you.
Yeah, righto.
Mm. Awesome. Well, anyway, that's our first giveaway. And also, while we're on the subject, we're talking about giveaways. We have a Mother's Day giveaway this week.
Yes. You mentioned that earlier. 4 meat trays to raffle off.
5.
5 meat trays.
Come on.
5 breakfast meat trays. So what we're going to do is tag your mum in the comments on the show. And on Thursday night or Friday morning, we will randomly select 4.
5. Come on.
5.
We'll do 5.
Yeah,
We'll do
5. We'll randomly select 5 mothers.
And that's thanks to Steak and Chops.
Yeah, thanks to Steak and Chops.
Whatever mum gets it, they're going to be pretty happy.
Oh,
As long as they get the barbie cooked for them on Mother's Day.
definitely.
Oh, sensational. But to tell you what, if you don't win, there'll be more opportunities for the tattoo and things like that for Steak and Chops. But do yourself a favour. Until you win, go up and get some.
No, he delivers down.
He delivers as well. Yeah,
Free delivery.
Free delivery.
Free
is it?
delivery.
Yep.
Does he come up this way
He does.
He does.
for free?
Mm-hmm. That's the type of service you get from Steak and
I might
Chops.
ring him up and get half a kilo of snags and get him to deliver it up to my place.
Half a kilo.
Yeah.
What's that like? 2 sausages. They are the best sausages.
You normally get 6 sausages in half a kilo, don't you?
Hey, I tell you what, Terry's the type of bloke that he wouldn't batter an eyelid and he'd do it.
It'd be an hour and a half drive for him each way.
He'll still do it.
Yeah, righto.
That's the type of bloke service you get from Steak and Chops.
Wow, that's fantastic.
But yeah.
I wouldn't do that to him, by the way.
No.
Please, nobody do that to him. That's we don't want to see that.
Anyway. All right, guys, and then we'll move on to Around the Grounds. Yeah, so around the grounds last week.
Where's Jono? This is Jono's bit.
Oh, no. He's let us down.
I've got him here, but do you want me to do him or are you going to do him?
Oh, you can do it.
I've got him. Hang on. Somebody's sitting in Jono's seat. There you go, mate. You're in the deep end.
He's got a copy.
What do I do?
We'll do it. We'll do it.
No, just we're just going to talk about each of the games on the weekend. So the first game obviously was the Broncos and Sharks. So did you watch the game?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Do you know what the score was?
Yeah. Broncos 16, Cronulla 7.
What an upset
Surprise
that
package.
was. Mm.
Yeah. I'm in a tipping comp. Two tipping comps, but one of them, there was 2 games with not one person.
I'm not
got 'em right.
surprised.
So that was one of them.
But someone told me the Broncos are 8 from 10 against the Sharks. So,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
You told us that before the game.
I know.
Before I did my tips.
I know.
It was
I
a
didn't
surprise
know.
package, but yeah.
Good win for the Broncos.
Yeah,
good
Tony
win.
Staggs play ball.
Yeah, he did play well.
Mm.
That was a good battle in the centres.
It was.
With,
Talakai.
yeah,
Yeah.
good battle.
Was good.
Yeah, no, the Broncos were good.
Next one.
Next game,
Penrith Panthers versus the Titans.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
the first half was a bit how you going, wasn't it?
I thought he's another upset
Mm.
right now.
But the Titans will do that to teams. And they'll do it to a lot of teams this year. They'll keep them. But speaking of Titans too, former Titans halfback Ash Taylor retired today.
Yeah, medically.
I feel sorry for the poor bloke because there's something wasn't right from the get-go. Mentally and, mental health issues and that. So, I mean, he made $1 million, but
$1 million a year, young bloke.
that was half the issue, I reckon.
We got one of those. I hope we don't face that issue.
Yeah, well,
Anyway. What was the score? That one 18-4.
18-4, but,
Yeah.
I mean, Melbourne's, up there, but I reckon the 2 front runners are Melbourne and Penrith.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They have to be. They're the 2 form teams at the moment anyway. You don't win comps in April, but
No, that's right.
coming into May.
When are they
You
going?
can definitely firm up for a wooden spoon, but
When are they going to lose? The Panthers.
Against
it's-
Melbourne.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, yeah, floor boy Gary then.
Yeah.
Did he say something about Parramatta?
Oh,
Melbourne put another 70 on them.
Yeah. Well, James Fisher-Harris was a workhorse for that game. 165 metres and 41 tackles.
Yeah, wow.
Mm.
Bad effort.
That's what
big
we
fella.
need at our club.
You're not having him.
Oh, well, that type of work
Yeah.
ethic. But how good would he look in red and blue?
We licked him, so he's ours.
Yeah, no, he'll never leave Penrith, unfortunately.
Hope not.
You never know. Never say never.
No, I watched a documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he all pretty much said he bleeds Penrith, I reckon.
We still need to upload that KFC ad.
Oh, yeah.
Money talks. But
We'll get Kabashi onto it, our editor's Kabashi, to upload the KFC ad. Kabashi delivers!
Did someone say KFC?
I still giggle.
Yeah. Sometimes I can hear a KFC ad and then I hear, I know she's watching the KFC ad again. But yeah, no, anyway. On to the next one. We got the rabbits and the bin chickens.
This was actually a pretty good game.
I thought the bin chickens were pretty courageous. They were up with 12 players. Send off in the 9th minute.
That was
Kyle
pretty.
Lawton.
I don't think it was a send-off.
You don't?
I
I do.
I think 10 and put him on report.
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy with it.
Because
I was happy with it.
a lot of it was momentum from the other player. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't. But I get what you're saying. We've got to stop that kind of shenanigans.
Yeah. I'll just say Alex McKinnon.
That's right, 100%.
Yeah, that's
I do. Like, it's a hard one.
Yeah.
I know a lot was from the Manly, the South player, and it was no intent. But you're right. You gotta stop there.
Yeah,
How would you feel if that was your son tackled like that?
Yeah. I know, and they can't take the result or an injury or whatever into consideration. I think a tackle like that has got to go. You've got to get sent off.
100%.
There can't be any incentive for somebody to do that in the future, thinking they're only going to get 10 minutes. So.
It was terrible to see.
Yeah, it was.
But he was very apologetic. There's definitely no malice or intent or anything like that. So
I've never met the bloke. I don't know much about him, but they reckon he's probably the nicest bloke you'll ever meet.
Tell you what, he's playing some good footy too. Him and that is it Cotter up at the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, two massive improvers this year. Been really impressed with both of them.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
hopefully not too good
How
this
good
week.
was Cody Walker with his 150th game?
Yeah, didn't play bad at all.
Yeah,
Got a try.
yeah, high scoring game. But
I will move on to the Warriors and the Raiders. This was a bit of controversy in the end. Matt Lodge come out apparently and said that he milked the penalty.
They all do it.
They all 100%.
Yeah,
they all do it. He just had the balls to own up, say, "Look, I milked it."
Yeah,
Won
they
the
do
game.
it. The difference was he did it at the end of the game. Player does it in the second minute, and they don't bat an eyelid at it. So,
like it's a foul.
Yes.
I was not going to mention any names, but it's a
No,
foul.
but that's what it is. Yeah,
Off the
it
kickoff.
used to be a hindy was the flop. Well, now this is the foul.
Yeah, so no doubt he took a dive, but it worked for him. So
do you reckon that's a new sort of little segment we could have? The Tapau moment.
yeah, we could.
Each week you
Well,
can find
can I
it.
nominate that one as mine this week?
Yeah, right. That's
That's
it.
mine.
Our Tapau.
That's my Tapau. You got to figure your own. Don't steal my Tapau. You can't go stealing my Tapau. Mitch, what's your Tapau? That was it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, we've got that one. What do you got, Smitter?
Oh, only because you're the twins. Anyway, my Tapau is
Yeah, that was a decent game of footy, but like the
Oh,
Raiders,
so
what's
good.
going on with the Raiders? They just giving up 8-point leads all the time. Like,
the next one was a bit of a surprise package. Really, I thought that the Chooks would have come through, but the Dogs got them.
I think that was the other one in the tipping competition.
Yeah, there's a few I got wrong.
I think everybody went the Roosters in that game. So hey, if you know nothing about footy, if you tip the Dogs to win that.
How funny was that? But Joey
What's that,
Martin.
Gaz? You did. Floorboy Gary tipped the Bulldogs, sorry.
But he's he's an Eel supporter. Anything's possible.
What happened to them? Anyway.
But Joey Manu in the face of
that
backfired, didn't it?
Karma.
Oh, that was gold.
Karma.
Absolutely. But good on the Dogs.
But I tell you
They've
what,
been struggling. They've been in a similar position to what the Knights are at the moment. So.
remember a couple of weeks ago I said Trent Barrett's not a coach?
Yeah.
I think my theories are getting proven right.
Yeah.
Gus Gould's
Gus.
coaching him.
Wow,
Anyone that says, "Oh no, he's just helping out," Gus Gould was even in the coach's box the other day. Where was Trent Barrett?
on the field, yeah.
On the sideline.
But who took the credit?
That's right. But you to see he's the puppet,
Yeah.
and Gus is pulling the strings.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, Gus has got a good football brain.
Whatever works for him. Mate,
And is it true that, or what's their number 6 name, Matt, come for the Panthers?
Matt Burton.
Is it true that he wants out of the club?
Yes, he's testing the open market.
Probably wants to come back. Don't blame
Can't
him.
blame him.
he won't fit back in the Panthers system. They won't be able to afford him. That's why.
I don't know. They're losing a lot of players.
That's why he left. But
They're losing Billy Armo kick out at the end of the year.
Yeah, Bulldogs can have him.
yeah,
Interesting.
Coruscant's going as well, isn't he?
Yeah, happy
South,
going.
isn't he?
No, Tigers.
Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
I tell you what, you watch
He's a handy pick.
the Tigers change like that.
yeah.
Oh, he's a
Yeah.
hard worker.
Jack Hastings, he's unreal. The Dane Laurie at fullback, and they got a decent hooker. You watch things change at that club now next year.
Yeah. Hopefully for Tigers fans, that's
Anyway, we'll skip the. Oh no, sorry, we've got the Eels and the Cowboys.
yeah.
They got their pants pulled down, didn't they?
Big time. That's scary, but we're playing the Cowboys this weekend.
Oh, tell me about it. They played
Bloody-
rather well. Kyle
Yeah.
Felt played well.
They've been good for a couple of weeks too, the Cowboys. That wasn't a fluke on the weekend.
Nah.
They're playing some good footy. So they're probably the surprise packets this year.
I didn't think they weren't in my 8.
No, I had them winning the wooden spoon, to be honest. But they're where I thought the Knights might have been at this point of the comp. So
Yeah, they've passed the baton to us.
yeah,
Anyway, we'll skip the next one. No one wants to talk about that one, but the Storm were too good. The Dragons.
Tigers, yeah, another good game.
Mm.
It was 2-0 for a long time in that game, and
Close one.
yeah, Dragons just got away with it. So
Tarek Sims off to the Storm next year.
yep. So
The Storm are rebuilding already.
oh mate, he'll be a gun down there.
Oh, look at Kingy.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know what he does. He just
The Bellamy
Work,
factor.
trains them hard. Then
He's
he
just-
gives them their job. It's a
he's-
simple job. This is your
he's-
job. This is what you do. And if you don't do it, you're not there. So
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Malcolm Reilly.
bellyache.
No nonsense, no bullshit. If you do
He's-
it, you're gone.
Yeah. That side of it. But he's a much better coach than what Mel really was.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rate Mal really.
He's a good coach, but he's no.
I reckon he's it
no
probably.
bellyache.
Oh, he's a good one for you. You reckon he's probably been our best coach?
Probably. Got the result.
True.
Got the result. Built a good squad.
But he had a good team to play with as well.
Yeah, I think you find Matty Johns had a lot to do with how they played back then. He did a lot of work.
So he's
I think Mal really was smart that he gave Matty Johns the reins a little bit and said, go and sort out the attack with the boys.
He'd be a good one to have an interview with one day.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I tell you what,
He was tough as nails too. Like, it was before my time, he was around. I remember my dad telling me some stories about Mal really. As you know, my dad played for Newtown, and he tells some stories about Mal really, Newtown versus Manly.
the final winter.
Yeah.
Seen that movie?
I haven't.
Oh, it's awesome.
Is it?
Matt Nable.
Matt Nable.
Yeah, right.
Matthew
Out
Johns.
Newtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you listen to the Barry Toohey
No, I didn't.
podcast this week? Told a story. The Newtown Jets. Did you listen to it, Mitch? Newtown Jets were lined up to come to Newcastle when they got thrown out of the comp in '83, I think it was. They the move was on. They had the Newtown colours, had the N on their logo. It was going to be them coming straight to Newcastle. But the local NRL, the real NRL, said, no, we don't want that. That's our competition's stronger than the Sydney comp, so we don't want a Newcastle team in the Sydney comp. That's the only thing that knocked Newtown becoming the Newcastle, might have been the Newcastle Jets.
Yeah.
So it was a really good interview with Alan Bell, I think it was.
Yeah, Alan Bell.
Yeah. So really good interview.
He was an original foundation member back in the day.
Yeah, he did a lot for the club. Really interesting. He was an old Newtown boy, Alan Bell. So
I'll tell you what, an exclusive we've got. I'll let the cat out the bag. We have an interview coming with our first ever club captain, Slam and Sam Stewart.
yeah, right. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Living up in Brisbane, isn't he?
The Kabashi boys are going to do that one.
Are they? Yeah, beautiful.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
That would be excellent. So
Yeah.
I know Sam's been wanting to come on for a little while, so it'd be
Yeah.
finally get him on and have a listen to what he's got to say, what he's up to now.
And especially after today, his little heroics that he had.
What was that? I missed that.
Up in Queensland, someone was attacking someone with a knife, and big Slam and Sam got hold of him, and got hold of old mate, and
Yeah, picked the wrong person there.
I'll tell you what, mate, everyone knew Slam and Sam.
Oh, he was tough as nails, mate.
Isn't he what?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that interview that the boys do of him, actually. So,
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, next week, is it?
Couple
of weeks.
Possibly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll see when we air it.
Looking forward to it.
Anyway, guys, that's around the ground. So this week, and we might take a short break.
It's Hughes News. Yeah, g'day. It's the Hughes News team coming at you live this week from the hospital because we've all been pretty much dead. That's right, the last couple of weeks we've had COVID, we've had flus, we've had colds, we've had sinus infections and burst eardrums and goodness knows what else. We've been sick. have also been sick on what appears to be a constantly downward spiral into hell that we see each and every week on the footy field. There are thousands and thousands of Knights fans and at least one really, really ticked off Bombers fan that are fed up with the garbage they're seeing on the field. And the problem is for us fans is how do we deal with the embarrassment each week, the disappointment, the being let down? How do we deal with these feelings? Well, at Hughes News, we're going to help. We're going to take you somewhere nice. We're going to celebrate the good things in life this week. We're going to look at what is really important in our society. And at Hughes News, we've decided that the most important thing is to celebrate the Hughes of the world. Yes, believe it or not, we are delving this week into the world of Hughess, what it means to be a Hughes. And we're going to start, of course, with the man this was named after, Mark Hughes, the inspirational player, the inspirational man who fought and continues to fight. Look at this man, Merv Hughes. We all loved him growing up. He was a trooper on the field. He embodied Hughess. He was tough because Hughes don't cry. Okay, at least one Hughes does cry, but we're not going to talk about Kim Hughes. Move along. We're going to look at maybe Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple, but that's the wrong Glenn Hughes. I know he looks manly, but put the right one on. No, that's Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple, a fantastic musician and a fantastic man. Howard Hughes, he wasn't crazy at all. He was a great Hughes who was just a little bit of an eccentric billionaire, but we love him for that. What about the man who gave us so much joy in the 80s and flooded our screens with Molly Ringwald? John Hughes lived Hughess, created wonderful Hughes things, and I have no idea who that is. Hayley Hughes, yes, of course, another well-known Hughes that's worth putting up on the screen. Let's look at Hugh as a first name even. Hugh Hefner, obviously for us blokes, a very integral part of our childhood. We loved him. An ugly Hugh even. We can have ugly Hughs, I guess. They can be successful. We can have Hughes. Look, there's a Hugh. There's a man who's a wonderful actor who's known more for what went on outside of the screen than what went on it. Hugh Laurie, look at that. Not a doctor, but a bloke who plays well on TV with a greatly poor American accent, but we love him because he's a Hugh. And even if you like your Hughes to be supercilious flogs, there's a Hugh for you. It comes down to this week. Embrace your Hughess and go the Knights.
So who we got on the line there, caller?
Yeah, g'day, fellas. My name's Bonsi. I'm from Bullaroo.
There you go.
Yeah, look, everyone calls me Bullaroo Bonsi. Oh, have you guys heard of me before?
Mate, I think I have.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a hard nut. Well, I used to play a bit of league and that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played. I was a winger, but
Yeah.
I was like the first of the big wingers.
Yeah.
I was the first of the big wingers, and look, that's what I want to talk about. Is what's going on with Newcastle? They need. I'm ready to go, boys.
Mate, they're looking for players.
Well, mate, I'm 56. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm 50. I'm 50. I'm
You
56. I'm ready to go, boys.
That's about
I'll
Winnie
give
Blue
those
by
blokes
the
a
sounds of it.
flogging.
You sound a bit like Tyson Frizzell before the game on the weekend.
Probably the darts, boys. Probably the darts. I've been knocking back. I'm trying to cut back to just 2 packs today.
Yeah, you should. You should,
Yeah.
mate.
So you're sponsored by Winnie Blue?
No, Winnie Red, you loser.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, Winnie
Yeah.
Red.
I thought you were going to say
Well,
Camels.
the blue stuff's for lightweights, mate. And that's what I'm here to talk about. Harden up, Newcastle. You know, just toughen up. They've only got to, they say, eat some concrete and harden up. Well, just come out and I'll train them. We can get down to Bullaroo Oval and I'll train the lads. I'll put them through a bond session.
That's what they need, mate. They need a good bond session.
Well, we're in me shed now, aren't we, boys?
Yeah.
What's going on? Doing a bit of training. Oh, this is the boys from the podcast, boys. We're smashing the bags, eh? Smashing the bags.
Who have you got with you?
Oh, well, I got Fuzzy. How you going, Fuzz?
Yeah, good, mate. I've just been punching some, let's just say bags.
Yeah, just say bags. Don't say anything that we shouldn't, because it's probably been tapped by aliens, boys.
Yeah, well, I did see one out the front the other day, so, no, it's what the bloody hell's going on?
No, that wasn't an alien. That was Gav.
Oh, Gav?
Yeah, Gav.
Gav, you know, what are you doing?
Hey, Woosha, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, mate, I'm just a wee.
Oh, Woosha goes off.
Where's Woosha from?
He'd teach the boys how to run.
Where's Woosha from?
Woosha, he's from Woy Woy. Yeah, blowing, mate.
Blowing from
Woosha
out of
from Woy
town.
Woy. Yeah.
What about, who's the other bloke? Gaza?
Gaza from Gates.
No, Gaz walks. He just walks down the shop, get some bread
righto.
and that.
Where's Gaza
Yeah.
from?
Gaza, he's from Gateshead. Gaza from Gateshead. You know what's really funny? That all these blokes I know, their first names start with the place from where they're from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You know,
unbelievable, isn't it?
do you know anyone from Toronto? Or Toronto, as we call it?
Yeah, Trev.
Trev? Yeah, Trev's from Toronto.
Yeah,
What about
Trevor.
Window? What about
Now,
Window?
listen. Now, let's talk footy, boys.
Yeah, talk footy. What are we
we're
going to do?
not a geography lesson.
What are we
Let's
going to
talk
do?
footy. Well, I don't know. Ask me a question and I'll give you what Bonk reckons, you know?
How do we pull the Knights out of this slump?
Oh, easy, mate. Road runs. That's what we used to do back in the day. Road runs up Billy Goat Hill. No shoes.
There's
No
no,
shoes, road runs.
there's no hills
And you
in
know what?
Bullaroo.
Yeah, and if you ain't got 5 blisters on your feet when you're finished, you're not even having a crack. You know? Never. Hey, shin splints. Jesus, we used to get shin splints for days. Loved it.
Hey,
Used to go around showing these, hey, Gav, yeah, look at me shin splint, you know? Harden up, boys. That's all they got to do.
mate, we
A
got
couple of training methods and that.
we had a phone call before. Ash rang up and she wanted to know what people thought of Kalen Ponga as a captain. What's your thoughts?
Well, Tilly, look, you've only got to look at the tattoos, you know? Like, I look at Kalen Ponga and I look at his tattoos and, yeah, they're not together. Well, all my tattoos are in one part of my body, you know? And that's togetherness. That's togetherness. But if you look at his tattoos, you know, they're all over the shop, aren't they?
They're all over the man's shop like a man and woman's crap. And what the hell? We need to glue their hands. They've got to stick a tackle. Yeah. I reckon Velcro gloves and just wrap the other mob in cotton wool. I don't know.
We might pass this info
Mate,
on
that's
to,
it.
pass this on to Adam O'Brien. He's watching and listening.
Yeah,
so,
he might be looking for an assistant coach. That
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, you know,
the CEO's
Yeah, well-
just come out and said that Adam O'Brien's position's safe. That's normally code for something, isn't it? Maybe they're looking for someone.
Isn't that what they said about Nathan Brown?
That's
Come
what,
out and
that's
say
what
the
I
same.
say about
we
everyone
can't
just
keep
before
going
they go.
through coaches. We can't keep going through coaches, boys.
No,
Like,
I
let's
agree
go
with you.
back. Yeah. What? Yeah. Well, I had a coach, Paulie from Pulver Island,
Yeah.
right? He was a hermit, lived on Pulver Island all by himself. He come to coach us one year, and you know what he said? Boys, you go out there and do what you do best. Yeah, I reckon no, you know, what we do best really wasn't football, but we gave it a crack.
Did
you
you
know?
Did you win?
I can't remember. I think so. It was pretty good. Yeah, boys, this is going back. This is the Bullaroo Bears under 13B. You know, back when footy was footy.
It would have been hard out there in them days. Bullaroo.
Oh, it was, mate.
Bullaroo.
You know, we used to wait. We used to
Playing in
wait
your
for the
phones.
mud to dry up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'd slide in for tries on our face. We'd come off look like Benny Elias, you know, in an Origin match. That's hard enough, boys. That's hard enough.
Well, we might
need something.
pass this on to Coach O'Brien, and we're
Well,
pretty.
tell him Bonsi from Burrigal's ready to roll. We're all ready to take. I can take him on a 500-metre road run, you know,
Sounds good.
and
Bonsi.
harden them up. No shoes, blisters, shin splints, you know, everything.
No worries,
And,
champion. Thanks for calling into the show, and we'll pass it on to Coach O'Brien.
Yeah. Hey, get Gaz to drop off another one of those. All right, fellas, that was good. What? We need some darts, Gaz. We need some darts. Oh, get them off Darryl from Dapto. Right, fellas. Catch you
Darryl from
later.
Dapto's there.
Righto, thanks, champions.
See, hard enough, Newcastle. It's hard enough.
I hope them Holmesville boys aren't going out there.
I don't even know where Holmesville is.
Oh,
Apparently
come on.
The Sealers out there are rough. That's all I've heard. They're rough.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
But not as rough as Rochelle from Raymond Terrace. All right,
Thanks,
boys.
thanks,
Hooroo.
guys.
See you, mate.
Hooroo.
All right, guys, we might take a short break, and that's talking Schmidt for this week. So who's the mug
There's
going to?
certainly some talking Schmidt going on there.
Yeah, who's the mug going
Mate,
to?
I'm impressed with Ash's call, the first call we took, Ash Barter.
Ash wins the mug. It's here somewhere. Yeah, it's called Walkabouts. There it is. Mitch has got it. Pick it up there for us. Oh, grab it, mate. There we go.
I liked her question.
There we go.
I couldn't give it that last bloke.
Oh, he was a mug.
He was a muppet.
So there you
Hey.
go, Ash. You're the winner of our massive mug. We've got 6 or 7 of them to give away.
Have
So
we?
each
Not bad
week,
either.
each week, the best call Schmidt of the week.
One of them.
We'll get a massive mug.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks to KnightTime. Supply from us. Awesome. So, all right, guys, we'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And that was Talking Schmidt.
Bit of Schmidt discussed.
Yeah, we had others. I must apologise to others that were waiting to call. We can't get to them all. And our interview with Cliff and that went a bit longer. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It
but
was that last bloke, Bonser or something. Bonser from Bullaroo.
Bonson.
There was about 5 of them we interviewed at one time there.
Yeah, well, true. We had
Gaz
probably
from,
7.
Gaz from Gateshead or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. Terry from
Trevor
Toronto or
from,
something.
Trevor from Toronto.
Trevor, yeah. Larry from Lochinvar. God knows who. There was hundreds of them there, but
Ken from Curry.
yeah, Ronald from Raymond. No, was it Raymond Terrace?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway. And anyway, we'll jump into Teamless Tuesday.
yeah, well, this week,
Andy.
mate, the boys have already travelled up north, already in Queensland. Going off the vibes from last year where we went up and got into camp and performances improved, so hopefully we can do something similar. I think we're up there until after Magic Round.
Yeah.
So the boys aren't coming back. So hopefully they can get some bonding going.
Hopefully some of the,
Bonding
going
going on.
hopefully some of the boys that aren't up there, or I don't know if they're not up there, but aren't in the team this week, might be able to come in next week.
Yeah, hopefully. But anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Teamless Tuesday. So the Knights are playing the Cowgirls on Saturday night, 7:35 p.m. up there at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. So it's going to be a tough trip, mate. As we said before, the Cowboys, it's no fluke.
No.
The wins they've been getting lately, they're good
Oh.
footy teams. So
Kyle Feld, I've been impressed with him. The way he's been playing.
let's go, mate. We'll go through their team. Like there's no chink in their armour.
Yeah.
They're strong, mate. They've got Scotty Drinkwater has been a revelation at fullback. He's probably one of the form fullbacks in the competition.
And who
at the
would
moment.
thought that Valentine Holmes would have been pushed out? But I'll tell you what, it's the best thing they ever did. Put him back.
Yeah, got back into the centres. So yeah, your man Kyle Feltz on one wing with Murray Talagi on the other wing, Valentine Holmes and Peter Hiku in the centres. Tommy Deard and the Umblake, they brought up from the Broncos, mate. He's on fire too. He's having a good year. Seems to be a good match for Chad Townsend in the halves. Jordan McLean in the front row with young Ruben Cotter, the young bloke I mentioned before, mate. He's a gun.
There's a couple of bloody young guns in the NRL competition. That
the Cowboys have got a couple.
Yeah.
A couple of forwards coming through their ranks, mate. You could do worse, I tell you. Anyway, Reece Robson at hooker, Tom Gilbert and Jeremiah Nanai in the second row, and then Big Jason Tomalolo, Big JT at lock. Their interchange bench. The Hammer he's on the interchange bench this week. So I saw he played a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Mate, he's a handy player, isn't he? Young bloke William Lukey, who the Knights were chasing there for a while. He's on the bench with Cohen Hess and young Griffin Noon, the Kiwi.
Old Cohen Hess was going to be the next best thing.
He was.
Yeah, and sort of hasn't lived up to the expectations, really, I don't think.
Yeah,
Still a good player.
I suppose Dave Taylor probably did a little bit more in the game, but
Dave Taylor
was another one.
That is a talent wasted. But I mean, I seen him probably some footage of him probably 12 months ago.
Yeah, big boy now.
Big boy, but still running, still got the skills.
Yeah, could have been anything.
Oh, yeah.
Cohen Hess is sort of in that mould.
100%. Oh no, I like the bloke, but I just he come on, set the world on fire at one stage, and then just sort of fell off.
Yeah, that's right. He sort of plateaued pretty quickly, didn't he?
Well, hopefully they keep plateauing this week.
Yeah, you travelling up there? You got another lung to keep you going for a little bit?
Yeah, still got anti-COVID, a little bit of.
Yeah, I know.
To be honest,
mate, it lingers, doesn't it?
It does, eh? I mean, I know there's a few people that are anti-COVID and anti-vax. I'm telling you, get bloody shots, because I reckon if we didn't have them, how bad we would have been.
And it lingers, just
can't shake the cough.
Have you had it, Mitch?
No, I haven't.
You don't want to get it, mate. I wouldn't sit too close to Smith the way he's coughing and spluttering either. Anyway, let's have a look at the Knights. The Newcastle. I was going to say Henny Penny Knights. You can't say that anymore, can we? But anyway, Kalen Ponga, the captain, the fullback.
He just looked at me like I got the plague.
Mate, it's killed more people than the plague.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, Kalen Ponga at fullback. Big Eddie Lee has retained his position on one wing with young Dom Young coming back. So that's a good division. So
yes,
I'm finally good in the night side.
Yeah, a couple of big ins, a couple of outs, mate, as well. So that's moved Anari Tuala into the centres to replace Dane Gagai, who's obviously out injured.
Yeah,
and he's playing there with Bradman Best. The halves, massive shock in the halves. I thought when Clifford was hooked on the weekend, I thought they might be close to.
I don't think he's played that bad.
Yeah, he had a bit of a shock.
That's one game, mate.
That is one game, mate.
That's one game. Like,
we're going to have a look at the Dally M points, mate. He's
that's
still
right.
in the top.
Okay,
whatever Dally M's.
All right, I'm just going to use this as an example because he's a pretty high-profile player. Kalen Ponga has one bad game. Does he get hooked?
No, he doesn't.
So why Jake Clifford?
Mate, I think
I reckon he's taking a lot of the
reading between the lines, mate. I wouldn't be surprised if the coach is looking after him a bit this weekend. Give him a week off.
True.
Just,
if that's the case,
playing against his old club.
But I just don't no disrespect to Tex and Phoenix, in their own rights, they're in their own positions, they're great players. I just don't think that's our answer.
Mate, I would have done something similar to what the Tigers did with their halves. I would have moved Clifford to halfback, given him that responsibility, and then brought in a 5'8". So I think, mate, I think Clune after the weekend,
he's on one leg.
I know he's on one leg and he's injured, but for me, Clune is the one that should have been hooked.
Yeah, and Dylan
Pythian
comes in.
Yeah, I don't know.
100%.
I don't know how he's sitting there with him
He's on the extended bench.
Yeah, he is on the extended bench. But that would have been me, mate. I would have had Pythian at 5'8".
100%. On that,
Clifford at
the
halfback.
way he played on the weekend, like, I don't know. Excuse me. I know who he is, yeah. Don't know a lot about him.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the way that bloke played on the weekend.
He's a good player.
Oh, he
I
deserves.
remember his debut, and he played a couple of games for the Knights
before he got
the
the shaft in.
Yeah.
But good on him, he's turned it around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I tell you what, the way he played, he should be in the halves this week. 3 tries, 20-40.
Couple of tries as well.
Yeah, smashed it. How he doesn't get a run in that side.
Mate, I'll give you a bit of gossip. Strong rumour I've heard is that the coach doesn't watch any of the New South Wales Cup.
He did watch a bit because he was sitting in front of us.
Yeah,
there. I don't know how much.
I don't think he's paying much attention to.
Well, he should be.
He should be. Absolutely
or
should
he
be.
needs someone.
It's his
okay.
job.
He needs the nighttime boys to go and watch that and report back to him.
That I've got no doubt that's what's happening. But there's some things you got to see with your own eyes.
That's right.
It's all right to get a report back and say, Dylan Pythian's playing good footy. You need to see it.
I have, I don't know. You could be right, but there has been a few games where I've been at the ground and Coach O'Brien's only a couple of seats raised behind us watching. So not every game.
Yeah, I got that from a pretty good source, close to.
Oh no, you might be right.
Close to the reserve grade team.
It's not every game that he's been there. Yeah. But if he's not, he should be. Because Brownie used to.
It's hard. It is hard when you've got to get your players ready when they're playing.
Yeah, but Brownie used to.
If you're playing on the Saturday and the New South Wales Cup boys are playing at Cessnock on the Sunday, it's his job to be there.
I mean, Brad.
Anyway, no, I'm not here to bag the coach.
No, we're not bagging him.
I like the bloke. I think he's a good
100%.
coach.
No one's bagging him. It's
No.
it's just, having
It's a rough time at the moment.
Yeah, he should be in the house. It's plain and simple. I know if disrespect the Tex and that, but I'm sorry, but our halves are going to get lost this weekend.
Phoenix has been okay. He's been having a dig.
Yeah.
He's got an error in him.
But we needed someone with a bit more experience.
Absolutely.
I just think too, that's said no disrespect to them again, whatsoever. They're great players, but 2 really rookies in one of the hardest positions, steering the team around. I think we needed someone with a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's where
I suppose Pythian hasn't got that either, but he hasn't got the experience. I'd imagine both Tex and Phoenix.
See, this is where
they played more first grade games.
Where we're missing Kurt. Man, again.
Mate, I'll tell you what, people bagged him. He copped a lot of flack, but Mitchell Pearce leaving, he's left a massive hole at the Knights. You look at the last 2 years.
His experience alone.
But you look at our win-loss when he was in the team compared to when he was out, it's probably similar to what we got now. So, in hindsight, and hindsight's a wonderful thing. Him leaving,
smashing over there.
and not replacing him, should we be expecting anything different than what we're getting?
Well, they go, we're getting Milford. Milford's only a Band-Aid.
And he's only here for the rest of the
year. That's right.
He's a pretty good Band-Aid, but
but
it's going to stop some bleeding.
It's only for a little bit. That's not going to fix the full-time problem. Is Adam Clune?
And I think, no, I don't think Clune's the answer. His first couple of games were good, but he's in that same boat.
So is he
talking with
our 14?
Oh, mate, I think he's our backup halfback, which is what he was brought to the club to be.
So we need to find, like you said, push Clifford to 7. Yeah. We need to find a 5'8".
Yeah. So I think Milford's going to fill that role.
But that's only short
they're going to
term.
be 6 and 7. Mate, we're chasing that young bloke
English
from England. Supposed to be a gun. He's chasing a couple of players from England. But, so it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Well,
but he's only a kid too.
But my where I'm going with this is, rumour has that Ponga will
go to 6.
Go to 6 again.
Yeah. Okay.
Will that happen?
Well, then we need a 1. Who plays 1?
Kurt Mann. Other than that,
well,
who else do you put there?
Hoy did a good job in the first couple of rounds. Yeah, I know why you're looking at me like that, because I was a critic of his last year. But to be honest, I'll give credit where it's due.
Oh yeah,
I thought Tex Hoy did a pretty good job in the first.
Oh, he's done a few. Yeah, that's right. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's what I mean. I'm not saying with Tex in the halves. I think he's a better fullback or better that. I just think the two of them, 2 young guns at halves, at a time where our side is at rock bottom. I don't think is.
Mate, Tex Hoy, and there's a bloke at South Sydney, Blake Taff.
Mm.
I've got him in the same boat. They can be really good footballers, but they're one-trick ponies. That's my criticism of Tex Hoy. He was probably a little bit better in the first couple of games this year. He's got the show and go. That's all he's got. He's quick.
But do you think
he's got the dummy and he goes? That's all he's got.
Do you think that we will see Kalen at 6?
I don't want to.
I know it's hot topic at the moment.
Yeah. I really don't. I don't really don't want him at 6.
Well, who other than Kurt, who do you put it forward?
Pythian. Well, it's till round 11, so it's only for another couple of weeks.
Yeah, but
then Milford comes in.
But then next year we're at the same problem.
Oh, mate, they're hunting us. They're hunting us.
If we don't get
7. Yeah, we have to. We have to. We're going to be. Otherwise, we're in the same position as what we're in now, where we're struggling. That's what it is. That's you look at where we were at the last few years when Mitchell Pearce was in the team, as opposed to when he wasn't.
That's right.
I'll be honest. I couldn't believe they let him go without having him. Maybe there was a little bit more going on with the Luke Brooks rumours. Maybe they were more.
Well, they thought that we had him, and then all of a sudden on the 12th hour he does a backflip. Apparently.
Yeah, well,
it just goes to show you can't.
No, you can't count your chickens before they hatch.
That's right.
You've got to have a replacement. You've got to have somebody signed before you let someone like Mitchell Pearce go. I know it freed up a lot of money, but we're in a position now where we're 2 from 8. Just lost 6 in a row. We're sitting there with $700,000 in the salary cap in a position in our roster.
Why don't we chase someone like even go look at Blake Austin? Go over there and see one of the former Australian players over there want to come home. There'll be someone over there that wants to come home that's a decent player, like Blake Austin.
And you look at that, it might be 700. It might be less than that now. Milford takes a little bit out of it. They'll probably throw some money back in, not back in, but throw some money at some other players to look after them to keep them on. Maybe they've done a little bit of that with Ponga, I don't know. But you're still only paying them for 13 rounds or whatever's left, 15 rounds in the competition. You're not paying them a full year. So even if you've got $500,000 to spend, that's buying you a good player at this time of year. And you offer somebody a 3-year deal, 2.5-year deal.
I'm telling you, if he's available, Blake Austin.
Yeah.
I reckon he's a gun.
I don't mind him.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll be honest, I haven't looked to see who's out there.
No, that's just off.
We just throw names out there, but mate, that's the issue. I'm telling you, it's Mitchell Pearce leaving that's left that hole.
I'll tell you,
he was a leader.
You haven't thought of Bunty
from Bullaroo.
Yeah.
No, he was a winger, but we need a halfback. He was a winger.
Yeah, but we could transfer. He's got some good ball skills by the sounds of it. Anyway, let's move on to the rest of the team, mate.
Where do I get up to? I don't think we even said who the halves were.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, it's Tex Hoy and Phoenix. Then we look at our pack. Mate, David Clemmer, like we said before, he's holding us together at the moment up front. So the Sayafudis have been a little bit disappointed. They'll probably a little bit better on the weekend, but
they'll come good. It's a matter of when.
Mate, cream always floats to the top. Always used to get told that when I was a young bloke. I just sat on the bottom, but cream always floats to the top.
Well, Clem will drag him back up.
Mate, he will. He will. He did it with Sayafudi. He got him in Origin, took him under his wing.
Right.
He's a good mentor to have there. So anyway, those two in the front row, Clemmer and Sayafudi. Chris Randall's at hooker. Tyson Frizzell, hopefully he's well this weekend. And big chance, he's been named Lachlan Fitzgibbon to play in the second row. So
good lucky.
I think he's still a bit iffy. They're going to give him up to
looked all right the other day. But you don't know what's...
But walking around in a suit.
It's different, yeah.
He's different to putting footy boots on and running around. So, and the bloke, young bloke I was talking about before, Leo Thompson, is at lock.
Yeah, got a few minutes this week.
I don't know. I think he's due for a spell. I would have left him out this week. But maybe we're in a position we can't. Maybe there is nobody. So
yeah, there's not a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, so...
we've lost a few.
Yeah, we have. Anyway, so if we look at the bench, Jack Johns has retained his spot. We've got Jacob Sayafudi, young Matt Croker's back from a broken jaw, which is good.
He deserves that.
We mentioned him before, mate. He was good the first couple of rounds. I was liking him. And Pasami Saulo gets his first crack for the year.
Pasami.
So he's sort of been a forgotten man at the Knights.
I'll tell you one thing too. I want to give a bit of a mention to Randall. He hasn't played a bad game all year.
Mate, he's probably another one of those young blokes that's probably due for a spell. But young blokes like that, Randall's, the Leo Thompsons, to a lesser extent, the Adam Clunes, those blokes can fill in and do a job, but they're not going to do it every week for you.
I've been impressed with him
at NRL level. So
Randall, I've been pretty impressed with him, really.
Yeah, he does a job, but he's
no Jaden Brayley.
He makes 1,000 tackles a week.
That's
he
right.
does a job, but those blokes need to have their stint, go on spell, and then come back when they're needed. So
yeah, I reckon a little bit of money needs to be thrown his way. Yeah, he's not on much.
No, he's not on much, but yeah, you're right. He has done a good job. But I think
big shoes to fill.
Massive shoes to fill. He's filling the captain's shoes, and he probably hasn't done a lot wrong.
No.
He probably needs to do a bit of work on his kicking game after the weekend.
Yeah.
So does Clemmer quietly. But anyway, so it's not, mate. It's still a competitive side we're putting out. Brody James is with
BJ's out. Issues with his arm still.
Yeah, so hopefully he can get that sorted out sooner rather than later. So out of the side from last week, we've lost Jesse Sue's out with his
HIA.
Jake Clifford and Adam Clune have both been hooked.
And Kurt Mann's out to round 13.
And Kurt Mann and Brody Jones,
That's a big loss, Kurt Mann, till then, because he was.
They even said on the TV that they missed Kurt Mann out on the field there the other day.
Yeah, they do, mate. He's
He's a fair player.
He's built everyone this year. So
let's hopefully he comes back sooner rather than expected. And
there may be a change before the weekend too. They've had that lock roll with Kurt Mann and Phoenix Crosland.
Yeah.
This year, maybe Phoenix might move to 13 and maybe a Simi Sasagi. He's another one that could play 6.
Yeah, true. Probably give him a shot.
Yeah, he can play 6.
I think he did last year, didn't he?
Played 6. He played a bit of 6 against Parramatta.
Yeah.
Slipped into the 6 for a little bit too. So he played like an extra half. So
never know.
So,
All right,
anyway.
let's get into.
Before we do, can I just mention one more bloke? He's been named on the extended bench. I'm only mentioning it because he's been a little bit on social media about it, but young Kobe Ruggless has been named on the extended bench. He was a former boxing champion.
Oh, yeah.
Brought him up from the Roosters this year.
Oh,
young hooker. I don't think he's going to get a game.
But he's getting closer.
I think it's the case that the coach is looking for 24 names to put on a plane sheet, to be honest. I think that's the position.
Yeah, but good on him getting closer, do it.
He's getting closer.
Wow,
I
awesome.
wouldn't go in with a fight.
Well, let's tell
We
you what.
can't fight in the field. We win the slapping match.
I'll tell you what. We're talking to speaking of boxers. Harry, what's his name? Harry Gorside.
Yeah.
Nice bloke.
Yeah.
Talking to him and Georgie Rose there on the weekend.
Georgie, I saw him floating around.
He's not that big anymore, is he?
He's still pretty big.
Not compared to what he
He's
was.
still bigger than when he was playing footy.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You want to borrow them glasses?
What glasses?
I don't reckon he was that big.
Mate. Have you seen yourself without glasses?
No, 'cause you
Holy dooly.
I would, but you broke the mirror.
I'll break the mirror.
So I can't look.
Anyway, let's get into
the girls love fat blokes, I'm telling you.
let's get into a crew review and do our tips and wrap it up, eh?
Yeah, we've kind of been going into crew review there a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, we'll do our tips and you want to go through the team list there of who's playing who and do our tips on as we go.
Yeah, let's do it right. So, first game Thursday night, we have the South Sydney Rabbits versus the Brisbane Horses.
I'm going to go the Rabbits.
You want to go to Broncos?
I'm going to go the Rabbitohs.
The only reason why I'm going to Broncos is Adam Reynolds playing against his old team.
Yeah,
He
true.
didn't get to play against them in round one.
Yeah,
And
it's a
how
good call.
And how the Broncos have been playing, I just think the Rabbits.
Yeah, mate, I've only gone the Rabbits because they're at home.
Yeah, that's
To be
what I'm.
honest with you, so,
Yeah, that was my main factor with the travel.
yeah, the next one's a big game too. Like the Raiders up against the Bulldogs on Friday night.
I reckon the Raiders will bounce back. Is it at Raiders?
They've lost 5 or 6 in a row.
Is it at Canberra?
It's in Canberra.
Friday night. Cold.
Yep. I'm on the Raiders too.
So, but I'm not with
Oh,
any
no.
confidence. I think the Bulldogs.
That's a toss of the coin.
Mate, you get a win in the NRL, your confidence goes from, rock bottom to up here.
Hey, how's this next one? This is going to be a battle.
The Penny Panthers versus the Riverworms.
Floorboy Gary and
Kylie.
Yeah, I'll go Penrith.
13 plus.
Haven't lost yet, and Parramatta was pretty ordinary on the weekend. Sorry, Floorboy Gary. But, hey, you never know. This is another one that could turn around.
Penrith have won 765 in a row at home, haven't they?
Something like that.
Yeah. It's phenomenal what they can do out there.
It's a fortress, isn't it?
It's a fortress. That's one word for it. That's one word for it.
Oh.
Isn't it funny? But we went out, 2 years ago, we went down there and watched the Knights. Well, last year we went and watched the Panthers Knights out there. And the crowd was good, but it wasn't a sellout. No. You look at it on TV now, mate. Every game's a sellout out there.
They all go for the taste of singers.
Westies are getting behind it. The old
They all go for the taste of singers.
The Penn Ruffians. Next game, we've got the Bin Chickens and the Tigers.
I got Tigers and upset there.
So let's go Dean.
I'm going to go Manly because Tommy Turbo's back.
Oh, is he?
I'm with you, mate. I'm going to go Manly as well. So. Next game, we've got the Chooks and the Titans.
Titans.
Oh, mate, it's hard to.
That's a hard one.
Chooks are playing shit.
Spot here.
Titans.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to Titans too. They're due for a win.
Put up a good performance against Penrith. So.
Yeah, they did. Mate, it's tough, mate. Every week, you want to pick the Roosters just on.
They're shocking.
On them being the Roosters more than anything. On form, I'd say the Titans, but the Roosters have got to bounce back eventually.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's this weekend against the Titans.
Fair enough.
Next game, we've got the Cowgirls versus the Newcastle Knights.
I can't tip against the Knights, but yeah.
I can't tip the Knights.
I know.
At the moment, I'm saying the Cowboys.
I'll say it on air, but I'll probably change it.
Cowboys. Storm Dragons.
Storm.
Everyone's going to Storm. Why does that not surprise me?
It's a one.
Yeah, so, mate, it's looking like a good round of footy this weekend. It's a couple of close games. So
Yeah. So my bold prediction is that I don't have one this week.
mate, I'm going to be that bold and say David Clemmer is going to score a try.
Yes, I'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go a freeway on that because he nearly scored on the weekend. Oh, you're a sicko. But yeah, well, I'll take that too.
Keep saying it. Eventually, it's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Mate, I'd be happy if any of them scored a try. We haven't scored a try now.
Yeah, to think
Hey.
the
Two
Jets,
games, so.
the Jets score more
Hey, the
points
Jets score more points than us.
Mate,
Anyway, that's it for this week. And yes, next week we got Jono back hopefully, Shannon from Purnell with a new competition and some other goodies. So
all
thank
the
their
Knights
sponsors.
fans out there, stay solid, stick behind the boys in times when it's hard. This is when we've got to be there supporting them. So that's what we're doing.
100%. So yeah, once a night, always a night. So thanks to our sponsors, and we couldn't do it without yous. And
Thanks to Mitch.
thanks to Mitch for coming on. So
Crazy lady.
crazy
Puts
lady.
in a lot of work, mate. She does a good job.
Yeah, she's worth her weight in gold. But yeah, stay tuned and see you all next week. Big Andy, you'll be back?
I'll be back.
Sweet. Sounds good. Thanks, Floor Boy Gary.
Once a night.
Always a night.
Good night.
Good night.
It's that time. Bleed red and blue for a lifetime. It's right time. It's that time. Bleed red and blue for a lifetime. Represent our steel town for the latest on the boys and what's going down. You there right in the frame. Rapping about a team and the latest game. Talking footy and the way we play. Ripping and tearing out an E crusade. Just trying to do what we can. As true blue die hard, you be that fan. It's right time. It's that time. Bleed red and blue for a lifetime. It's right time. It's night time. Bleed red and blue for a lifetime. Boom, it's night time. It's night time. Bleed red and blue for a lifetime. Boom, it's night time.